text is learn typography by building a nutrition label. Typography, art of styling your text. You'll use typography to build a nutrition label web page. Learn how to style text such as line height and position your text using CSS. Okay, nutrition label. Provided a basic HTML boilerplate for you, create an H1 element within your body. Nutrition facts. H1 element, add a P element with text 8 servings. Per container. P, add second P element with text serving size. Second P element. The head element, add the link element. Style sheet. Style sheet. href. Will import ampersands. Also add a link. Also both links should have a sheet. Body selector. Body. Okay. Font dash family. Open sans fallback of sans serif. HTML. Font dash size 16px. Wrap your H1 and P elements in a div element. Class label. Borders can be used to prioritize content. Label selector. Border set to 2px solid. So it's basically focus on part of your page and help guide your user's eyes through your text or give your label selector width property set to 270px. Low selector margin property set to margin property 20px auto padding set to 0 and 7px. Apex your label element. Ours developer tools, you may notice it's actually 288. It's 270 display default. Browser includes border padding. Element size all this. Box sizing border box. Over the use of H1, H2, similar tags determine the semantic structure of HTML. You can adjust with an H1 rule. Font dash weight 800. Text align. Fine tune the placement of your H1 by giving it a top and bottom margin off. Bottom, not margin. Negative 4px for top and bottom, left and right 0. P-selector, margin 0. Okay, lines can help separate and group important content, especially when space is limited. Create a div element below your H1 content divider. Div class equals divider. Selector for a new dot divider. Dot divider. Set the border dash button to 1 px solid 888989. Give it top and bottom margin of margin top and bottom 2px 0. Letter spacing can be used to adjust space between each character of text element. So h1 letter dash spacing set to 0.15px. Space them out a bit more. Tuition limits allow bold text to draw attention to important information rather than targeting each element needs to be bold. For efficient use of class to apply the bold styling property. So the second B element class equals bold. Your class does not have any styling yet, so create a bold selector. Not bold. Font dash weight 800. Remove the font weight property from each one. Give each one element a class of bold. Horizontal spacing between. Wrap the 2/3 cup 55 grams in a span element. Span. You can add horizontal spacing using flex. In your P selector, add the display property to flex. Justify dash content space between. Wrap everything within the dot label element and a new header element. Header. Within your label element, wrap everything within the label and a new header element. So here, okay. Update your H1 to be header H1. Select H1 within your new header element. New div below your header element. Class equals divider large. New dot large height property of 10px. A large medium selector dot large dot medium selector. Set the background dash color property to black. Okay. Notice that there's still a small border at the bottom of your large element to give border. 0. New div below your large element class cos calories dash info. Then your calories dash info element, create a div element. Give it a div left dash container. Within the newly created div element, create an h2 element and text h2 amount per serving. Give the h2 element class of bold small text bold. Sensor root m is relative to the font size of the HTML. Small dash text selector. Your font dash size of 0.85 rem. Just calculate roughly 13.6 px. Dot calories dash info h2 selector and remove all margins 0. Below your small text element, create a new p element. P element calories. Below the left container element, create a new span element with text to 30. Not spam, span. Span element should come after your dot left container, dot left container div. So here. New dot calories in selector and give it a display property of flex. Justify dash content space dash grid mean align dash items flex dash end dot left dash container p, setting the top and bottom margin to 5px, margin negative 5px, and then negative 2px. Set the font dash size to 2m. Okay. Font weight 700. Dot calories dash info span font size 2.4m font dash weight 700. Typography is often more art than science. We have to tweak things like alignment to looks correct. Margin set to 10px to px. Shows if you're 230 text in place. There calories.info added div element with a class of divider medium. Medium selector. Height. Give it a height of 5px. New div element below your medium element. Div class equals daily dash value small text. Div element add p element text percent daily value. Set the class attribute to bold right. Percent daily value. Text daily value should be aligned to the right. Create a dot, right? Flex existing divider as an example to add a new divider after the p element. So dot div class equals divider within the daily value element. Okay, so here. After your last divider element, create the p element. Fat 8g 10%. Then wrap the text total fat in one span element. Span and give them and in one span element the text and percent in another. Okay, so class of bold. Notice how text H appears centered in preview. Next, the span element containing the text for alignment. So another span. Okay. Blur element with the total fat text. Create a new P element with the saturated. So another P element. Saturated fat 1 gram 5%. Wrap the 5% in a span. With the class attribute set to bold. It's enough to align the percentage to 5%. New P element will need to be indented. Give it a class of indent. Then create a new dot indent selector. Margin dash left 1 em. Dot daily dash value p selector border dash bottom 1 px solid 888989. Bottom borders under your daily value and saturated fat elements do not extend the full width of the label. Add the node divider to the class for these two elements. Daily values are here. Dash divider. Saturated fat. Dash divider. Then dash not pseudo selector can be used to select all elements that do not match the given CSS rule. Of selects all div elements without an ID, for example. Exclude IGP not no dash divider. Now you will have to add separate dividers below your node divider elements. Your first node divider element has a dot divider after. After last divider, create another P element with the text trans fat 0 grams. That's high stored by wrapping it in an I element. Trans I. Give the new P element the class attribute. Set indent. No divider. Wrap trans fat 0g in a span element for alignment. Another dot divider after your last P element. After your last divider, create a new P element with the text cholesterol. Cholesterol 0 mg 0%. Wrap the text cholesterol in a span. Nest the span element containing the text. New P element shall have text cholesterol 0 mg. Should be space. Your cholesterol span. Pull 0% span. Half. Alright, below your last CNN, create another P element. Text sodium 16 mg grams, 7%. Put sodium and 7% in their own span with book. Okay. Span class equals both sodium span 7% span class equals both. Three span elements. Additional span element around sodium 160. Last P element, add another P element with the text total carbohydrate. Total carbohydrate 37 grams, 13%. Before span elements make total carbohydrates and 13% bold. Wrap the nutrient and amount in a span for alignment. Last, below your last P element, add another P element with text dietary fiber. Dietary fiber 4G. Give the P element the class necessary to indent it. Then and remove the dividing border. Node dash divider. Create a divider below that P element. Div class equals divider. New div should have the class attribute divider. Another P element after your last divider element. Give it text total sugars 12G. Assign the P element the class values necessary to indent and remove the bottom border. Class equals indent. No divider. Create another divider. Div class equals divider. The advantage of creating these dividers is that you can apply specific classes to your style individually. Add double indent to the class for your last divider. Double indent. Create a double dot indent. Double dash indent selector margin 2M. But that one is only margin left. Okay. Then below your double indent element, add a new P element. Text includes 10 grams added sugars 20%. P element should be also double indented. Class equals double dash indent. No bottom border, no dash divider. Use a span to make the 20% bold and right aligned. Span class equals bold right. Create another divider after the element. Div class equals divider. 90%. After less divider, create another P element with text protein 3G. P protein 3 grams. Use the necessary classes to remove the bottom border. Class calls no dash divider and the span to make the protein bold. Span class equals bold. Wrap the text protein 3G in another span element. Span and then after that create a large divider. Div class divider large. Create another P element below your large divider and give this text. Element contains all text. You can wrap the percentage in a span element so it's considered separate entity. The percentage create another P element, give it text calcium to 60 mg. Align 20% to the right. Is that double indent? P element with the text iron. No, no, not double indent. Align 20% to the right. So put in span. Create another P element with text iron. Align 40% to the right. So P span. Is this okay? Nice. Create a final P element for your .daily value section. Give it a text potassium. Add align 6% to the right and remove the bottom border for the P element. So put dash divider. Add a medium divider after a daily value element. Below the new divider, create a p element with a class attribute. Set the note. Give the p element the following text. Add a medium divider after your daily value element. So this is a div class equals divider medium. Okay. Below that new divider, create a p element class equals note and paste that p note selector note size font dash size to 0.6 rem margin top margin bottom swipe px and then 0 for left and right. Give the note selector right, left and right padding 0 8px, removing the top and bottom padding. Also set the text dash indent